Hey guys, it's Tracy from Nova Scotia Living, and tonight I'm going to prep the cucumbers for bread and butter pickles. I'm just making dill pickles at the very moment, and I'm making some more brine, so while I'm waiting for that brine to come up to boil, I thought I'd slice up some cukes. So here we go. My hand was getting tired, so I broke out my food processor because I got a blade on there that I can do this. With the more narrow cucumbers, the big fatties, I'm going to have to use my mandolin, so I'll just quickly show you. Quick and easy. The only thing I have to keep emptying this, it fills up quick. But I don't know, can you see that? There's a nice little thin disc, and that's just what we want. So, well, the cucumbers are all done. I have my big water bath canner filled there, and my big water bath canner filled there. So now I'm doing onions. The recipe, I'm gonna put the recipe down in the description box down below, because I know I'm doing more than one batch of this. Mr. Mays is right here eating his daddy's supper. It's way past his bedtime. It's about 10 o'clock at night, and I need to get these suckers done because I have a whole over 100 pounds of tomatoes to do tomorrow. So, and he had a late nap today, so it calls for 1/4 small onions, but I'm doing more than one little batch. That's for one little batch. So I'm going to do 3 or 4 onions per stock pot. But I'll put down what, just a regular recipe would be. And you do what you will. So I'm just going to finish up these onions. Oh, I did do 1 onion in the food processor. And it's not too bad. It's not too bad. But I think I'm going to cut them up with my knife. And I cut them up so they're thin as I can get them. And like this. Like this. Just like half a moon. Because they're going to pickle and they're going to get soft, and I don't know, that's just how we eat them. It's good. So we're going to keep on trudging through. We got peppers to do after the onions. Alright guys, we're off to the peppers now. I do like my kitchen contraptions, so I just rinsed these peppers off. Oh, let me lift the screen so I can make sure that you can see what's going on here. Oh, my dogs are barking, guys. They are barking. But my dills are over there upside down looking sharp. Oh, I don't have a cutting board. I can't wait to hit the hay tonight. Right, Maze?
Yeah.
Are you a sleepyhead?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this little doohickey here, I've gone through a few of them. Mace is over here dropping bombs. If anybody knows of a really good, I forget which brand this is. I've had to go through 3 or 4 of them because I wear them out so fast. Anyways, this comes with interchangeable blades, and this is what I want for the peppers. We like to cut them up small. And
Mommy, you pressed it.
I did. Little pieces.
It
It saved me time. My hands are going to be sore tomorrow, but it'll save me time.
I pressed that.
Oh my goodness, Maze.
I pressed that.
Yes. I'm going to do this. I got orange peppers and red peppers. And I think a couple yellow peppers. So we're doing them all tonight, guys. We're doing them all. So I'll be back. So there's all the cucumbers, the peppers, and the onions before I mix it up. But what we're going to do is add 1/4 cup of pickling salt and enough cold water just to cover the pickles. And we're going to let them sit overnight. or 12 hours, but I'm just gonna let them sit overnight and do them later on after lunch tomorrow or something like that. So I'm gonna get that going, and then I'm gonna mix it up, and I'll bring you back to show you what that looks like. All right, guys, it's all mixed up. I put a little ice in there, not a whole lot. Put the salt, mixed it up. I'm just putting a plate on so it stays submerged under the water. And I'm gonna put this out in my porch because it's a little cooler out there until tomorrow. We'll just let that salty water do its thing. Then we'll fire up the stove and yeah, work with it tomorrow. It is 11:30 at night and I'm hitting the hay, guys. So I'll see you in the morning. Alright, guys, it's right around lunchtime now. I'm doing umpteen things, but I want to get to these pickles. It's been about 12 hours because I went to bed about midnight last night. I was done this, you know, putting these in the pot about 20 after 11. So it's about 12 hours. So what we're going to do now is we're going to strain and rinse these because they're going to be a little salty. My hands are clean. I'm just going to take one and taste it to see. It's a little salty, not too bad. Sometimes, it all depends on the cucumber that you have and stuff. It's super salty. That's not too bad. So, I'm going to do this. Here, rinse it, and put it in this big stock pot I have over here. Let's see. Just like a locomotive. Okay, I brought the pot over to the stove. It's not turned on yet. Now we're going to add some spices and some sugar and some vinegar to this. Oh, I should have opened these before. This is my turmeric. You gotta love some turmeric. That's what's going to make it kind of that orangey color. But it adds to it too. But it's very good for you. So for a regular batch, it would only take 2 teaspoons. But I 2.5 times this recipe. So I'm just going to start adding some of this stuff. That's a 1/2 teaspoon. And we have to eventually bring this up to a boil, but I just want to get the stuff in there first. Alright. And we're going to add 2 teaspoons. Well, I have to increase it. It's 2 teaspoons of mustard seed, 1 teaspoon of celery seed, 4 cups of vinegar, and 7 cups of sugar. So, just remember, guys, you know, pickles aren't for a main meal or anything like that. You just have a little scoop on your plate to go with a nice meal, like a roast beef and potato and gravy and veggie meal. A side of bread and butter or mustard pickles. Doesn't sound too shabby. I like bread and butter pickles when we have raspberry pie. I don't have any raspberry pie right now, babe. Mr. Mays loves raspberry pie. I'm gonna take that right off. So I don't have raspberry pie, babe. I'll make raspberry pie another day. Those are those little beads that you see in a jar. If you're not familiar with mustard seed, they look like little, little teeny tiny ping pong balls. I don't have raspberry pie, babe. Now we're gonna have some celery seed. Yeah, today is a really busy day for me. I think I said that. I was up super late last night in regards to doing pickles and stuff. Oh, that's, I got a bigger one over here. My little spoon won't fit in there. I'm gonna use this one. Yeah, up late doing pickles last night. Dill pickles, and they all turned out. And I picked up another 122 pounds of tomatoes, so I gotta start working on that. But I'm having company over tonight. Well, family company. So I gotta get on the ball and get this canned up so I can start making some food for that. And this is like after supper food, but I think I might do some deviled eggs or some other stuff. So I'm gonna start counting these. What? I'm gonna do 16 cups of sugar. I know it sounds outrageous, but it's pickles. And it's gonna help preserve this. And these pickles, if you haven't had bread and butter, are sweet. Jeez. I just need to get first couple of, oh, look at that. So that's 1.5. All right, so I'll load the sugar up and then I'll go get the vinegar. Oh my goodness, guys. Isn't it wonderful how things just turn out? I thought that I might have to spin down to the local little store here and grab some more vinegar. I'm gonna have to later on with that other big pot of bread and butters, but I have enough to do this one. I needed 8 cups. A regular recipe would only need 4. But that comes right up to the 8 mark line. And I'm just gonna add a little cider vinegar to go along with that because I had a little more than half of that, double and a half batch. So there we go. I don't think that's gonna hurt a thing at all. So I'm just gonna add this to this and to the pot. I don't have raspberry pie, Mace. Silly boy. I am not making raspberry pie today. Alright, so I'm not going to turn this right up on max and walk away from this. I am turning it up on max for a little bit because we need to make sure this doesn't scorch to the bottom with all that sugar and stuff in there. You got to be careful. And it says to bring up to a boil, but it's not like you're simmering, like bringing potatoes up to boil or anything like that. It's not going to be a rolling boil or anything. I'm going to get this incorporated and get Mr. Mays situated. And I'll bring you back when this is hot. I do have some jars in the oven now. I washed them on the highest setting in my dishwasher. And now they're in the oven at 215. They've been in there about a half hour now. They should be sterile. I need to get my table wiped off and set up. And we're almost done with this batch. We just need to put it in bottles and do a little jig afterwards. But this is going to take some arm work. Alright guys, I'm just going to quickly go over what I have here. And I know I do this almost in every canning video, but you just never know what people are going to come swing into my channel to see. So if you're not familiar with canning, I'm just going to show you what some of this stuff is. Okay, always check your jars. Make sure that they're clean. When you water bath can, you got to sterilize them. There's no nicks or crannies or cracks or anything in your jars before you even do any of that, because you don't want to do all that work for naught. I have a funnel. I have a magnetic picker-upper. I have some of the lids sitting in very hot water. And here's a bowl of very hot water. I usually use vinegar just because that's what my mom used, but you can use hot water, and I'm out of vinegar. As you see, I used the last of it. And I've never used apple cider vinegar, so I don't want to use that. I'm using hot water to wipe the rims. I got a whole swarm of rings here, a ladle, a hot jar picker-upper, and my pickles, or whatever product that you're canning. So let's get started. I'm just going to put the funnel in the jar. And if you've never had bread and butter pickles, I'm just telling you, it's so good. Hey, please ignore this pile of laundry. I just took it in off the line. There's quilts and towels there. So we're going to fill it up just to the very bottom of the funnel, or the very bottom lip of the jar, like where it starts to go where you would screw something in. Oh, I forgot to get a wooden spoon because we always have to debubble. And debubbling means trying to push out any air bubbles that are down in there. I recommend using something plastic or wooden. I don't recommend something metal because you don't want to scratch your jars. Again, there's risk of, there's a little too much in that one. There's a risk of the jar breaking in the canner, or a risk of it not sealing, because it can't get a proper suction. So we need, let me just see here, what is the head space that we need? It's usually 1 inch or 1/2 inch. 12 hours drain, fill. Oh, it doesn't say here. Yeah, I always, if I don't know, I always do it to the bottom of the lip. Yeah, so that's what I recommend doing. And I was thinking of something else. Yeah. I'm just getting some of the extra liquid out of there. Maze is under the table barking like a dog. He's still going on about rapper pie. If you folks out there know what rapper pie is, I do have a couple videos on it. It's a family favorite around here, but it is a labor of love. But so is pickling. Anyways, I have some eggs over in the Maze over in the pot boiling. I just shut it off to let it sit for 20 minutes. I'm gonna make some deviled eggs. Okay, Maze, go watch your show, hon. And I put a towel on the table. Oh, for goodness sakes, Tracy, I filled this one too much too. What is my problem today? Way too much that time. Way too much. I put a towel on the table because you don't want to put hot jars on a cold table. Maze, that's enough. You don't want to put hot jars on a cold table, and because the jars could crack. And I always put hot jars out of the canner on a towel too, because it kind of absorbs some of that heat. Honestly, guys, I don't generally have to do this every single stinking time. I just need to be aware. This is the ladle I use when I generally do broths and things like that. It's a big ladle. It scoops up quite a bit. That's a little better. So I'll just do this last one, then we'll prep them for the canner. Maze, that's very hot. Does it look pretty?
Yeah.
Does it smell good? There. All right, so debubble. And now, with a clean tea towel or dishcloth, or I'm using paper towel. No. You'll have to go to the kitchen if you're going to be testing me like that there, little boy. We need to wipe the rims. So that just means getting the vinegar or the hot water on a paper towel or a cloth and wiping the rims to make sure none of the juices or anything that we just put in the jars are on the lids, because that'll prevent the lids from sealing properly to the jar. And that's precisely what we don't want. My little 2-year-old, I swear to goodness, he thinks that he's 25 years old and can do whatever the heck he wants, but he's 2. Alright, so I use my magnetic picker-upper to pick up the hot lid. I get a ring, and this is finger tight, guys. I gotta get because these jars and those pickles are hot. Fingertip tight, so it means you can do it tight, but just do it with your fingers. You don't do a he-man or she-woman move on it. And I also wanted to say, over there at the stove, I didn't bring this to a boil or anything. I brought it, it was on there about, I don't know, 15 minutes, till it, no matter when I stirred it, it still was steaming. So the purpose of that is just to make sure that the product's hot. I'm not trying to cook the cucumbers or anything like that. We just want to get the product hot. So it doesn't shock the jars, and it's working together as one instead of trying to get the pickles warm in the canner. They're already warm, so the processing time can be what it is instead of something else. So these jars look so pretty. They really do. Look at that color. The only one that can rival this color is mustard pickles, because they're vibrant. And I do plan on doing some mustard pickles coming up in the near future. So I'm going to load these into the canner. When I'm all done this, I'll bring you back. Alright, the first canner's loaded. I'm going to fire up my other one. So you have to make sure the water is about 1 inch above the jars. I have it on high. We need to bring this up to a boil. and cover it. When it starts boiling, we set the timer for 10 minutes. After that 10 minutes, we just shut down the burner, take the lid off, wait for 5 minutes, and then we take it out of the canner and put it, you know, on the table to cool. So process for 10 minutes, wait 5 minutes after that's done, take the lid off, and take it out. So I'll bring it back when I finally have all this stinking bread and butter pickles canned and ready to enjoy and pretty to look at. So there's just a tiny bit of pickles left in the pot. I still have another pot to can up, but the girls just got home from school. Misha, Mally, don't take them all, okay? They all need to have a taste test because they do love their pickles. Misha, just hold your horses. Good?
Good, one more.
One more.
They do taste good, very good.
Yeah, that's why I try to can this stuff up before the kids are buzzing around me, because otherwise I wouldn't have anything left to can, no matter what it is. Alright guys, good morning. It's the next day. We had company, family company, and we had a great time last night. I'm just cleaning up the remnants of the get-together, the shindig and all that jazz. But here's the mustard pickles. Here's the bread and butter pickles. We got 14 quarts and 14 pints, so I'm really pleased with this. They look fantastic. I'll take some pictures and put them at the end because I don't know how much you'll be able to see. So colorful. I had to wipe down the jars just with a damp rag just because they get a little sticky because they're sweet pickles, right? Anyways, this is how I make bread and butter pickles. So I'll put the specific ingredients and measurements in the description box below. But I got this recipe from my mom, who's in heaven now, and she wrote it in my recipe book, and it's Josie's Bread and Butter Pickles. And I believe Josie is just the name of the person she got it from, who is, long story short, it's one of her best friends, Velva's mother. So, anyways, just a little the more you know kind of thing. But this is the one that we've been using for years, and my family loves it. So, yeah, I wanted to share it with you guys. So, peace, love, and happiness, and enjoy this beautiful day. Please like, share, and subscribe, and come back tomorrow. We'll have a little chit-chat or something. Something will be going on. All right. Have a good day, guys. Bye.